Hey, let's talk about seeds, what seeds you should buy for your garden, and what all of those crazy words mean, like hybrid, heirloom, open-pollinated, GMO. Let's start with that one, because that can be scary for a lot of people. GMO, or genetically modified organisms, the really cool thing is that you and I cannot buy these. We cannot get our hands on them. It is illegal for a store or a seed supplier to sell GMO seeds. Farmers can buy them from big companies, but it's illegal for the farmer to sell them or give them away. So this is really not something that you have to worry about at all. If you live right next to like a big farm, maybe try not to grow the same exact crops as them. But that really only matters if you're saving seeds, because I suppose their GMO pollen could potentially cross-pollinate with your crops. And then if you save those seeds, I don't know. It's really nothing to worry about, especially if you're in an urban setting, not close to any farm. What are hybrids? Because I think this might scare some people too, but hybrid seeds are completely natural. It is very, very common for plants to cross-pollinate on their own. If you grow two tomato plants right next to each other of different types, and you save the seeds and grow those seeds, that next year you will have a hybrid, because tomatoes cross-pollinate very easily, especially with the wind and things. They're going to cross-pollinate and make a hybrid. There's nothing at all wrong with hybrid plants. That's how we get new varieties, and people breed hybrids specifically for tons of different reasons, for plant vigor, taste, disease resistance, shelf life, things like that. Yeah, we constantly have new varieties, and it's really not a big deal at all. Most of the seeds in the store are hybrids, unless you're specifically shopping for heirlooms, which we'll talk about in just a second. So a lot of times you don't really know exactly what you're gonna get. It might not be that exact photo on the seed packet. If you do want that exact seed on the seed packet, you'll either need to find an open-pollinated seed or an heirloom seed. Now these you can both save seeds from if you want to do that. You'll just have to make sure that they're not getting cross-pollinated. So if it's a tomato, for example, tomatoes have a perfect flower where you don't need the male pollen to get into the female flower. So basically, once the flower shows up, you can cover it with like a bag or something like that, and it'll pollinate itself. You could give it a little shake just to make sure, but the male and female parts are both in that flower. But yeah, open-pollinated and heirloom seeds you can save, just as long as they don't cross-pollinate, because you can still mix heirlooms and open-pollinated seeds. You can turn the next generation of that into a hybrid. So heirloom seeds. Heirloom seeds are very, very cool in my opinion. A lot of them have some really cool stories. They're basically just like 50 to 100-year-old seeds. There's kind of some arguments about this in the plant community, but it's basically a stabilized variety where you're going to get that same plant basically every single time you plant that seed. It's going to be the exact same. It's basically a super, super, super old hybrid plant that is stabilized, and you're going to get the same thing every time. And yeah, a lot of them are super cool. Like, a lot of people found a melon or a tomato that they've never seen before, and they brought it back, and whatever. There's some really cool stories. I prefer to get heirloom seeds because I would like to be one of those people that keeps them going. I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. There's really nothing wrong with hybrids, especially some of them grow easier and they taste better, but I think heirlooms are pretty cool. And yeah, you can save the seeds from them. Okay, organic seeds. Do you need to buy organic seeds to have an organic garden? No. And if you buy organic seeds and you don't grow organically, you're not gonna have an organic garden. This is almost another thing where it's like false advertising. In my opinion, it really doesn't matter if the seeds are organic or not. All that means is that the plant in which those seeds came from was grown organically, which means they didn't use chemical pesticides and synthetic fertilizers and things like that. But I have heard, and I really don't think that those things carry through from the seed. There could possibly be the argument that when you use those things, it kind of like babies the plant. So maybe you're breeding for a weak plant, because organic gardeners tend to breed for vigor because they don't use too many things that, like pesticides and synthetic fertilizers and stuff like that. They don't use too many things to help the plants along. But in my opinion, you really don't need organic seeds to grow an organic garden. And the regular seeds are way, way cheaper. So especially if you're on a budget, I would say just don't buy those things. And let's talk about where you should get your seeds. If you are on a budget, dollar store seeds are fine. They're still gonna grow you food. The cheapest seeds you can find are fine. And there are also, like, a lot of libraries have seed banks and stuff, like free seeds. You can actually buy seeds with like food stamps, like EBT. You can buy seeds and plants, I believe. So yeah, that's cool that you can grow your own food if you otherwise couldn't afford it. If you're looking to grow heirloom seeds, I would recommend Baker Creek or rareseeds.com. And if you're on a budget, don't even go to this website because they're a little bit pricier, but they have some really, really cool stuff. And they source from farmers all over the world. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I definitely would recommend growing heirlooms just because they're cool. Johnny Seeds is pretty cool too. JohnnySeeds.com. I've ordered from them and have had good success with them. They kind of cater more towards farmers, where they have like the big seed packets and stuff. It's not all big, but if you're wanting to grow a huge garden, I would shop at Johnny Seeds. During the COVID thing, when everyone was trying to buy seeds and all the seed stores were sold out, Johnny's decided to only sell to farmers. So that's kind of cool because farmers need seeds to get food in the stores. And then I like Southern Seed Exposure. I think it's just southernseedexposure.com. I was looking for some things that are native to Florida, like the Everglades tomato and the Seminole pumpkin, and I was able to find both those things on there, and it's really good prices on there. I've not ordered from this one, but I have heard super good things about this. It's another YouTuber that sells seeds. His name is Luke, I think, but it's M.I. Gardner. I think it's just migardner.com. I don't know the guy, I've never met him, but I think his seed packs are like $2 each, and I think it's free shipping if you spend over $12 or something like that. But yeah, I've heard good things about his seeds, so that's pretty cool that he wants to help gardeners out with some pretty cheap seeds. But yeah, that's about it. Just look up some seed companies with some good reviews. I haven't ordered from too many, but those 3 that I listed are where I would go to again anyways. So yeah. So I hope this video answered all the questions and confusions that you might have had. Please let me know down in the comments if you have any more questions. And if I got anything wrong, please let me know too. I'm not going to be offended by that. But yeah, I hope you have a great gardening year, and thank you so much for watching.